All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Math Puzzle Crash Course. We have a simple mixed operations problem. This one, I've seen this one shown on Facebook a few times, and most people will get the right answer, but I wanted to go through this problem. And if you'd like to try to solve this one yourself, you could pause the video right now, and we will come back and work it out together. But this one is fairly easy. But give it a try, and we'll come back and work it out together. All right, again, like I said, this one's pretty simple. If you remember your order of operations convention, you know that division has precedence over addition. So the first operation here is 40 divided by 2, which is 20, and then 40 plus 20 is 60. So the correct answer is 60. I do see a lot of people that believe that you solve left to right, meaning which means they've just forgotten what they were taught in school. This is a basic fundamental mathematics concept that's been taught um, longer than anybody's been alive. This order of operations goes way, way back, but a lot of people forget it and they just assume left to right. So a lot of people are going 40 plus 40, getting 80 divided by 2 and getting 40, but that's incorrect. And there's a good reason for that too. Division has precedence over addition, and the order of operations convention applies. But division is the same thing as multiplication by a reciprocal. So you can also think of, and then multiplication is just a shorthand for repeated addition. That's all multiplication is. So 40, 40 divided by 2 is the same thing as saying 40 times 1/2. And what is 40 times 1/2? That's the same thing as adding 1/2 40 times. So let me get a little point here. So again, 40 plus 40 divided by 2. 40 divided by 2 is the same thing as saying 40 times 1/2. So these two equations here, these two things they're equivalent. And then 40 times 1/2 is the same thing as saying 1/2 plus 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, adding 1/2 40 times. And if you do that and you add 1/2 40 times and add that to 40, guess what? You're going to get the correct answer of 60. So there you have it. There's a really good reason. Order of operations. Um, a lot of people remember, having, using parentheses or brackets, which are just grouping symbols, that you can have in a problem like this, but it's not necessary because you also have things like orders or exponents, factorials, things that are um, equivalent to repeated multiplication, and those things already have precedence over your next set of operations, which is multiplication and division. So something like exponents is shorthand for repeated multiplication. Multiplication is shorthand for repeated addition. Subtraction and addition have the same precedence. Of course, they're both lower order than multiplication and division, but that's really the basis for this order of operations and why it's always been the case that your multiplication and division are just solved left to right, but you do those before you do addition and subtraction. And that's even when you don't have parentheses. Parentheses don't grant multiplication and division a higher priority, really. They're already higher priority than addition and subtraction. But again, like I said, a lot of times people forget that. So anyway, the answer to the problem is 60. You can enter it on your cell phone calculator, any scientific calculator to verify that answer. It is 60. Be careful. Cheaper calculators that use immediate execution mode. If you enter this in just as it's written, you're going to get an answer like 40 because those types of calculators do not handle multiple operations directly. You would actually have to do the division first on such a calculator, or use memory store and recall functions. I've got another complete video just dealing with calculators, because one of the problems I see a lot is people will say, "Well, I got this answer. Just go use a calculator." Well, you don't want to tell somebody just to go use a calculator unless that person understands how the calculator works, because there's calculators that use expression mode where you can enter in the entire expression with multiple operations and it gets you the correct answer. There's other calculators that work in immediate execution mode and they solve every operation as it's happening. And it's not that there's two ways to do math, but calculators are set up differently, and you have to understand that when you use them in order to get the correct answer. So the correct answer is 60, regardless of which one of those types of calculators you might use. So I just wanted to make you all aware of that also. Anyhow, I'm kind of running a little bit off topic here, but I just wanted to point that out. But I look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.